Assalamu alaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Albukhary and I am from Bangladesh. So today I am going to present my entrepreneurship and innovation assignment. My topic is microfinance.
Before I start, I would like to share with you the flow of my presentation.
First, what is microfinance? Elements of microfinance, history of microfinance, microfinance approach, need for microfinancing. Benefit of microfinance, impact of microfinance over poverty, conclusion, and bibliography. So let's look at one by one. First of all, what is microfinance? The microfinance is the provision of a small loan, microcredit to poor people to help them engage in productive activity or grow very small business. In turn, may also include a broader range of service including credit, saving and insurance. Microcredit is the extension of very small loan to those in poverty designed to inspire the entrepreneur. Next, the element of microfinance. There are 5 elements of microfinance. Number 1, microfinance, microcredit, microsaving, microinsurance, and remittance. So we can see is one by one the elements. So microfinance, it is a provision of broad range of financial service such as deposit, loan, payment service, money transfer and insurance to poor and low income household and their micro enterprise. Microcredit is the extension of very small loan, it called microloans, to the unemployed, to poor entrepreneurs, and to others living in poverty who are not considered bankable. Microinsurance is the financial arrangement to protect low-income people against specific perils in exchange for regular premium payments proportionate to the likelihood and cost of the risks involved. Microsaving is a deposit service that allow on to store a small amount of money for future use, often without minimum balance requirement. Saving account allow household to save in order to meet unexpected expenses. Then the remittance. Transfer of fund from people in the place to people in another, usually across border to family and friends.
Let's look at the history of microfinance.
Microfinance is nothing new. Communities worldwide have developed their own financial system which enable people to manage shortfall of cash and provide lump sum amounts for particular association and save place to save capital. For example, rational saving and credit saving associations, that's called ROACAS. A rating credit and saving association is a group of individuals that act as an informal financial institution and use a common fund that individual contributes a set of amount to on a regular basis, usually monthly, while one member withdraws the fund at each meeting. So in 1976, Dr. Muhammad Yunus, he won the Nobel Prize for Peace. And Dr. Muhammad Yunus noticed that a small amount of loan could make a big impact on the poor people's lives. And Grameen Bank, in Bangla language, it called the Bank of the Village. was founded in 1983 by Dr. Muhammad Yunus, and it was supported by the Central Bank of Bangladesh, which is called Bangladesh Bank. Let's look at the Grameen Bank. Grameen Bank in Bangladesh. The founder of modern microfinance is often credited to Dr. Muhammad Yunus, while began experimenting with lending to poor women in the village of Jobra, Bangladesh during his tenure as a professor of economics at Chittagong University in 1970. This year also considered as the birth of modern microfinance. He would go on to found Grameen Bank in 1983 and win the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006 for his outstanding achievement. Now, in the world, the Grameen Bank has 2,600 branches all over the world. World Bank report, since then innovation and microfinance has continued and providers of financial services to the poor continue to evolve. Today, the World Bank estimates that about 160 million people in developing countries are served by the microfinance. Let's look at microfinance approaches. Microfinance approach is based on certain proven truths which are not always recognized. These are number one, that the poor are bankable. Successful initiative in microfinance demonstrate that there need not to be trade-off between reaching the poor and profitable microfinance. And microfinance constitute a statement that borrowers are not the weaker section in need of charity, but can be treated as responsible people in business term for mutual profit. They almost all poor households need to save. Second, they have inherent capacity to save a small amount regularly and are willing to save provided they are motivated and facilitated to do so. That easy access to credit is more important than cheap subsidized credit which involve lengthy bureaucratic procedure. Peer pressure in group helps the improving recoveries. In group, everyone will help each other to improving their recoveries. Need for microfinancing. A study shows that microfinance work effectively for rural income population, which residents in rural area, the loan portfolio of non-banking microfinance company that touch in all-time high in heavily skewed in favor of India urban quarters, according to SADA, an association of microfinance institutions. With the loan portfolio of India, only 28% microfinance went to the rural economy, but with urban and semi-urban area, it becomes 72%. Let's look at the client of microfinance. The client of microfinance are lower income persons that do not have access to formal financial institution, no collateral. Even if people own land, they usually don't have the title to it. No credit history. A study shows that majority of the microfinance clients are women. More than 90% microcredit is borrowed by women. Benefit of microfinance. There are four benefits of microfinance. Number one, access. Banks simply won't extend loan to those with little or no asset, generally don't engage in the small size of loan typically associated with microfinancing. Microfinancing is based on philosophy that even a small amount of credit can help end the cycle of poverty. Number two, better loan repayment rates. Microfinance tend to target women borrowers who are statistically less likely to default on their loan than men. This loan help empower women and they are often safe investments for those loaning the fund. Extended education and health. Families receiving microfinancing are less likely to pull their children out of the school for economic reason and more likely to have resources to pay school fees or health services. Fourth, sustainability. Even a small working capital loan around 100 USD can be enough to start a small business in a developing country that could help the individual pull themselves and their family out of the poverty. This small business can also create a new employment opportunity which has a beneficial impact on the local economy. Improve income and nutrition. Through a small loan, women are able to needed agricultural inputs such as improved seed and fertilizer to increase productivity is not an appropriate tool. People who do not have any regular and stable income should not be microfinance customers because they will sink into large debt and fall into deeper poverty through loan. And International Microfinance Association said that microfinance is not a appropriate tool to assist chronically poor people. Self group. Self help group is a group of rural poor who have volunteered to organize themselves into a group for eradication of poverty of the members. They agree to save regularly and convert their saving into a common fund known as the group corpus. This group have some terms. Self help group consistent to 20%. All members should belong to BPL families, but in some exceptional cases they can be from families above the poverty line. The group should be able to collect the minimum voluntary saving amount from all the members regularly in group meetings. Microfinance has good effect in our society. So wider impacts may occur in this following way. Number one, through the labor market. Poor people taken on by expanding more finance borrowers may a consequences be taken upward across the poverty line through the capital market. The interior of the microfinance institution can cause established lending institution on the market such as private money lender to lower their interest rate on or in order to compete with beneficial effect on borrowers from institution other than those under study through the market for good consumed by poor people through the production linkage. The expansion of market through the production linkage, the expansion of microfinance included livelihoods, agriculture or otherwise, will support the development of the rural industry and services and contribute to change in the income among non-borrower households. Micro fact. The World Bank estimates now over 7,000 microfinance institutions serving some 16 million poor people in developing countries. The total cash turnover of MFIS worldwide is estimated as USD 2.5 billion, and the potential for new growth is outstanding. The Grameen Bank in Bangladesh aims to provide credit to those in extreme poverty. Some 94% of those who meet the bank criteria and take up loan are women. Grameen borrowers give up repayment at a rate of around 98%. The bank lends USD 30 million a month to 1.8 million needy borrowers. To conclude everything, let's put some sentences. The poor repay their loans and they're willing to pay for higher interest rate than commercial bank provided. That access to credit is provided. The solidarity, growth, pressure and sequential lending provide a strong repayment motivation, produce extremely low default rates. Banking on the poor can be a profitable business. However, attaining financial viability and sustainability is the major institutional challenges. Finance can contribute to solving the problem of inadequate housing and urban services as an integral part of poverty alleviation program. It would be ideal to enhance the credit withdrawals of the poor and to make them more bankable. Microfinance institutions have a lot of contribute to this by building financial discipline and educating borrowers about repayment requirements.
So this is my bibliography, and thank you so much for your time.